Hi, this is Dr. Simeon Roger from Strategic Wealth Leadership. I'm here today with the third in our 5-part series on multi-level marketing software secrets. Again, the main dilemma faced by network marketers who are putting their business online, as well as almost every other person in home-based online business, is time. How do I get everything done my business requires and still have a life? Well, more and more people are turning to software to solve those problems. And that could be software you download to your machine, or it could be software that resides on someone else's server that you simply log in and have the privilege to use. Whatever the case, software fulfills 7 major functions, and I talked about those in part 1 of this series. And there I also talked about the automated online marketing system, which is the most important software for your network marketing business online. If you don't have an automated online marketing system, you're going nowhere online, that's for sure. In part 2, we talked about software that can automate the submission of your marketing materials. So as you're creating articles and blog posts and videos and tweets and all other communications online to help market your business, these are ways of facilitating that submission, saving you often an hour, 2 hours a day. Very powerful stuff. Today in part 3 we're going to talk about a different kind of software. Software you need to protect and optimize one of your most important business assets, none other than your computer. So a lot of people get into network marketing and of course don't really know much more about their computer than how to use a Word document or how to open their email and browse online. And many people are completely ignorant of how to protect their computer. Yeah, there's more public consciousness about the importance of having a firewall, having antivirus, having perhaps anti-spyware, anti-malware, all this kind of stuff. And that's very good. And you'll see more in on my business blog about all the different softwares that I recommend for you in this entire series. And again, the URL for my business blog is at the end of this video. So I'd encourage you to go there, learn more about all those different kinds of software, and take whatever applies to your business. The software that I recommend highly, very highly, is for protecting your computer on the most basic level, and this is the most basic layer security protection, is Zone Alarm Security Suite. Again, Zone Alarm Security Suite provides a firewall, antiviral software, anti-spyware, all this stuff, everything you need. It's all there in one package. And again, that's security protection. But then we have to go on to the advanced layer, and this is what so few people do, and the reason why their computers are not functioning properly. The advanced layer is a little different, but just as vital. You see, a lot of people don't realize that as they go day by day through their business, and they're opening internet sessions, they're going to different websites, they're opening Word documents and spreadsheets and PowerPoint programs, they're opening all kinds of documents. What they're doing is they're creating what are called temporary files. And these temporary files, unfortunately, are only temporary if you get rid of them manually. Because if you don't, they're going to stick around. And over time, they will degrade the performance of your computer. They'll actually slow it down. And they'll result in something called fragmentation, the fragmentation of your hard disk. Your hard drive will lose its integrity and begin to sub-function unless you do something about it. That's why it's very important to clean up your computer from time to time. And there are a number of softwares out there that can do it. Some of the ones I highly recommend are Windows Cleanup Utility, Crap Cleaner, also known as CCleaner. Very powerful programs, free programs as a matter of fact, that sometimes will save you, well, I ran them actually a couple weeks back. I saved 2.6 gigabytes of space. That's an awful lot of space, and it really made a difference in the running of my computer and its efficiency, its speed. So you have to look at that kind of stuff. Then you need really good anti-spyware, anti-malware software, and I highly recommend Super Anti-Spyware and Malwarebytes, 2 very good softwares that you'll want to use. And then we get into something called disk defragmentation. Oh, a lot of people are vaguely familiar with the idea of defragging a disk, as it's called. And usually your computer comes with a defrag program, but what people don't usually know is there are 2 different types of defrag programs, and the ones that usually are loaded onto people's computers when they buy them are not very good. In fact, some of them really aren't worth the paper they're printed on, so to speak. There are 2 different ways to defragment a disk, and I'm not going to talk about the technical aspects of that, partly because I'm not competent to, but it has been explained to me in great detail. It's important to have a defrag program that uses the more robust process. And one of the best ones out there is DiskKeeper. DiskKeeper will really defrag your disk and do it do a super job on it, and so much so that you'll actually notice better performance. So you really want to have robust software that will clean up your computer and restore the integrity of your hard disk. Now, more than that, there's another thing people often don't think about, and that is what browser they're using online. Using a really good browser, a really secure browser that gives you good performance can make an enormous difference. And it did for me. I recently started using Firefox, and it just made a world of difference in the performance of my machine. And likewise, there have been several people I know, including my own technician who services my computer, who had a huge problem with the latest version of Internet Explorer, with Internet Explorer 8. It was very unstable. He had to uninstall it. And he wasn't the only person that I've run into who's had to uninstall Internet Explorer version 8. So you have to be careful what software you're running for a browser. So these are some basic ways to take care of your machine. First, make sure you have proper security. Secondly, make sure you're cleaning up your machine. And thirdly, be using a really efficient high-performance browser. This will make a huge difference in your life. So that's it for part 3 of multi-level marketing software secrets. And you can see the complete list of softwares I recommend for all these different purposes on my business blog and the URLs at the end of this video. Dr. Simeon Roger from Strategic Wealth Leadership. We'll see you next time for part 4 in our 5-part series on multi-level marketing software secrets.